preparing to live stream. Mhm. Okay. And we are live. Okay. Hello, hello, beautiful souls. Anick Patry here, Unique Anick with you live. I'm so honored, enjoy, and excited to have this precious, highly valuable conversation today with my French mentor, Olivia Victoria Sautereau in Bali. Actually, she's in Bali right now with her family. She's a seven figures mentor and she helps support leader d'élite, which are spiritual leaders who have a business, women in business who are spiritual. And she came into my world about not nearly a year ago. And she's so consistent. You can see her everywhere. So I got completely soaked into her beautiful, loving, and powerful vibrancy and energy. Olivia, welcome, welcome.
Wow, Anick, I'm so happy. And I was telling you before we begin that being connected to your energy is really like a gift because we are embracing the joy of life. And thank you so much for having this interview together.
Oh, such a blessing. I mean, we're both French, and so we had a little French conversation before that. Another day we'll do it in French in my French group, Olivia. But so Olivia, uh, I'm sure my people would love to know a little bit of your story. It started 6 years ago. Now you've got two very successful businesses that are highly lucrative. You work with exquisite humans. You travel with your family. You do schooling with your little boy who was only 8 years old. And you've got an astrology business, which is absolutely phenomenal. And you've got also a mentoring business to help other entrepreneurs, women to, what do you say? You say revolutionize the, the feminine business world. So do you want to share a little bit of your story, Olivia, before 6 years ago and Olivia now?
Wow, yeah, it's been a journey. And sometimes when I write my story, I feel, that it could be like a fake story because like now it's kind of a fairy tale. And I create content and wow, our people are going to trust it because in fact it's my life and it's kind of a fairy tale. So I'm 40 years old, like since 1 week. And so my name is Olivia. I'm in Bali for 5 months with my family, with my husband and my kid. And what happened is that 6 years ago, I think it was the most courageous travel that I decided to do. I felt at that time that I wasn't connected to my essence. And I decided to go to Bali with my husband, with my kid. At the beginning, it has been like a 3 months travel. And then it transformed into 9 months because we have created the wealth as we were traveling. And that year, so it was 2019, like changed my entire life because I really began to be the woman and not the teenager anymore. And
Right.
I really, and even if I was like 34, but in my way of being, in my way of reacting to the world, to what happened in our life, I was kind of immature and I didn't know that. And I know it's a powerful word, but yeah, 6 years ago I decided to come to Bali. I met myself as a woman, as a pretty woman. I for the first time put lipstick on my lips,
Oh,
so
wow.
I because I didn't want to be pretty. And I created my first online course, 35 euro for 4 weeks
Oh my God.
of 24 hours support. And at that time, I thought it was expensive. So
Yeah.
that's my story. And now we are celebrating for the first 42 days of 2025, 100K euro cash receive. And you are the first to know, Anick. Yeah,
Oh,
like you are the first to know. And it's just incredible. And I'm married with Loic for like 12 years. Our son is perfect. And yeah, my life is, I wouldn't say like it's easy, but I say that there is some in comfort because it's
sure.
by choosing in comfort that we grow. But
Yeah.
I will say that it's simple. Like my life is simple.
Yeah, beautiful. Yeah, it's a very very powerful transformation. Like to come, you were a yoga teacher, you were not making much money, you were not putting any makeup, like you didn't want to be seen, and
Yes. Oh my God.
you were hiding a lot. And now, yeah, like you're so visible, and you really allow money to flow to you. You like it's a really what I'm curious about, Olivia, is to know, like, yeah, it is challenging. It requires to make really bold decisions. It requires to have really good mentoring support and healing support, like incredible community around you to feel really supported and loved, and also, um, what I'm curious about is, like, how do you actually embody that higher version of yourself, like that frequency? I mean, to be able to hold such amount of cash, we're talking, millions of dollars, to be able to hold that, be in integrity, and enjoy your life at the same time.
Yeah.
You keep creating, because you keep creating as well. You keep creating content on and on and on. I am in your space, in X Factor, in a mastermind with you, and I mean, you keep showing up. You keep creating content, and so tell us about the embodiment of that, and what's your magic recipe, uh,
Mm.
to live your true nature, to live your soul purpose with such grace, you know?
Wow. Yeah, thank you, because your every words you say are hitting me and I'm going to be very emotional. I think my strength was back in 2019 to really know what are my essentials in life. And my essentials in life is having some time alone in the morning. Like every morning, at least I have 10 minutes, and the best is at least 30 minutes alone to really connect to who I am, my essence, and the direction, like where am I going?
Yeah.
And also to have like some quality time with my husband and my kids.
Mhm.
That's really important for me. And also to really have this integrity of, do I love my life? Like, do I love my clients? And it's not about like loving the individual, but it's loving the relationship. And this morning, for example, I told myself, I would love to have more laugh, like laughing experience with my clients. So in X Factor, I will embrace that. And it's like that, like every morning, like, okay, what could be better? What could be more exquisite? What could be, but not in the vibrancy of lack, but more of, okay, I already have that. What could be better? And back in 2019, it was the same. Okay, I love my expertise because I was a yoga teacher.
Yeah.
Okay, but what do I don't love? And it was, for example, the price of my program. Okay, so I'm going to raise it. And then, okay, what do I love? I love that kind of clients, but I can feel that that kind of clients are not aligned. Okay, so I'm going to call that kind of clients. So, it's like every day, like a small step of, okay, what I love and what could be best, what could be better.
Better.
And so,
Mhm.
yeah, and I really love also to play like what version of me could celebrate like 200K in 1 month. And of course, money doesn't define us. And I have to learn it the past few years. But now it's really a game, you know? It's okay, what is a version of me that will celebrate 200K in 1 month? And for example, I wrote to a very well-known entrepreneur that has a powerful mastermind in the States this morning
Right.
saying, I want to join your mastermind. So, you know, I'm really like, okay, what is the version of me? Okay, what could be the action? So I'm already that kind of person.
Mhm.
And of course, it's scary because it's like a 50K, it's a 50K euro mastermind, but yeah, it's part of. I hear my son's crying.
Is
Yeah,
he?
his
Oh,
father, so it will be okay.
okay.
Um,
Okay. Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's a huge investment, 50K. Yeah. So it requires a huge amount of a trust and what about your nervous system in such a choice? Because you know what I mean, you make a choice before it happens. So you
yeah,
decide, but it doesn't exist yet. Like this version of yourself doesn't exist yet. So, you know, as we all have a different way our brain is wired. We all had traumas, we all had you know, we all have ancestral baggage that you know, that we carrying in our DNA, in our body. And at the same time, our soul is way bigger and way more powerful, you know, our heart, the love in our heart. Because what you've just been describing, Olivia, there is like every morning you make a choice to refine
yeah,
what will make you feel more love in your heart. That's what you just said, in other words, you know? It's like, yeah, like how can I laugh more, have a more joyful life? And love even more myself,
yeah,
because we can only, you know, as coaches, mentors, healers, facilitators, conscious leaders here, we can only have an impact on others and influence others when we embody it, when we're actually giving the example, we're living it. If we're not living it, it's very, you know what I mean? It's like we can't convey our message and teach people. Do you know what I
yeah,
mean?
yeah,
So tell me a little bit about, tell us rather. I feel like we're in this little bubble, but we're online and loads of people will be watching this or are already watching. I'm just so immersed in this conversation. Um, so yeah, what about your nervous system and your brain? Like if say if doubt kicks in, if there's a fear there, there's a judgment about yourself, or you feel in your body that there's an old wounding, you know, a discomfort in your human self.
yeah.
So how do you manage that to
Mm,
going after you made that decision and say
mm.
the investment you made this morning of 50 grand, which is gigantic? How do you remain serene and, you know, what's your the strategy or the tools you'd like to share your experience about that?
Yeah, I think that being like in peace with myself is one of my essential. So usually I tell my clients that being in peace with myself
Yeah.
and being excited about the future is really what drives me. So I took every decision to be in peace with myself. And I think it's like a training and understanding like the human being. Of course, we are human, so of course we have doubts, we have fears,
Yeah.
sometimes we don't know.
Yeah.
So it's who we are, like as a human being.
Yeah.
But as said, our soul is so much bigger, and it's just understanding like which play do I want to play? Do I want to play the human or do I want to play with my essence? And knowing that these we cannot erase it. So it's okay. I choose that in comfort. Like for example, in 2021, it was my mantra. I choose in comfort.
Okay.
And
Ah,
yeah, little by little, I'm able to have like massive in comfort,
yeah.
but be in peace with myself. And as you said also at the beginning, I'm like supported. I'm in mastermind since 2020.
Yeah.
I want to join one this morning. So I know that talking to people that understand me, my excellence, and my level of ambition,
Yeah.
it's non-negotiable.
Mm,
Because my husband, he isn't like a businessman.
yeah.
Um, he's like an earthman. And so I cannot have the discussion that I want in business with him.
Yeah.
My father used to be entrepreneur, but in a very, very different way. So I cannot discuss with him either.
No.
And my friends, there is no entrepreneurs.
Oh, wow.
So so supporting me, like having the privilege, the luxury of being understood
Mm,
and be with other women that have ambition, massive ambition.
yeah.
And so, yeah, so my nervous system, I train it. And of course, like meditation, but
Yeah.
not like 3 hours meditation. Like meditation for me, it's like, okay, closing my eyes, as we did in the beginning of this
Yeah.
interview,
Yeah.
yeah, that's simple. Okay, who I am. Okay, what does I feel? Okay, it's normal. I'm human. What do I choose? And
Mm.
having that kind of simplicity. And yeah.
Yeah, 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 yeah. Everything is very simple in your world. It's pretty simple. Yeah, I love that. I love that, this simplicity, but always going back within. You always
Mm,
go back, take a moment to let life in. You're a
yeah.
very good receiver.
Uh,
You're a very good receiver. So that's really interesting that all your close friends, your husband, your father, they're not spiritual, they're not entrepreneurs. So you go and feed your soul and feed the businesswoman in you with these spaces like masterminds
yeah.
and that's how you feel supported. Hmm.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's like my insurance company, because
yeah.
I know that I can wake up like at 6 a.m., for example. I can ask a question to someone that understand me.
Yes.
And that is the most precious gift because I
So,
know that I will be understood and no one will say, yeah, Olivia, it doesn't matter, or your problem is not a problem. It's no, I understand you. And that's why we revolutionize like the feminine success
yes.
because sometimes people think that, okay, she's pretty, she's smiling, she's doing her little business, like over there, like playing on the beach. But I'm not like, it's like big empire. And having people see your real power, it's a healing process for women.
Oh, it's massive. Yeah, it's huge, It's like breaking through so much conditioning and
Mm.
so much programming, like, guilt and shame. Guilt and shame. Women, we've been wired. Our mothers, our great mothers, and I mean, we've been wired to be the nice girl, smile, don't make too much noise, don't speak too loud, I mean, don't. There's so much pressure on women, I mean, on humans in general to not take space, I mean,
Mm.
I'm a big character myself, I know I'm a big energy and also Tony Robbins talk about it. I did the walking. He came to Australia, I think 10 years ago. I did his walking on fire and all that. And I didn't even do a training. I was a crew on his team and I didn't even do his training. And I walk on fire because I conditioned myself to do it. And that we're very powerful, but
Yeah.
we receive all these messages and the way we've been raised, like it's all different, but the guilt and the shame of a woman. And why I linked it to Tony Robbins is yeah, the guilt and shame, it's like it makes us we want to be loved and we want to be we want to belong. So these are core kind of for the human to feel safe. We want to be loved, we want to belong. But when you're going to go and set boundaries and they say, hey, this is how much my program is, this is what's going to happen here. And really, like I see that with you a lot with your programs, like in your container, there's
Mm.
very solid, anchored, sacred boundaries there. And like, you know what I mean? The container is very contained. And so when you come with these, this is my guidelines, this is how I play. If you want to come and play with me, this is my world. And so you know, can you share a little bit about how you dance that? Because you're also a very loving person, and
Yeah.
you love to play. You love, like before we were talking in French, and we could hit it off. Like I'm sure if we were together in Bali in Australia, we'd have the best time ever because we're very similar energy. There's a lot of joy. We love to play. We're both very creative. We're both intuitive. We're both sensitive. So we're such a mirror, Olivia and I, and so. Tell us about, because you were that little people pleaser before. You didn't want to charge too
Oh
much.
my God,
And
yes.
like, how do you navigate and negotiate with yourself in a way that's not just mental, but that goes down into your cells, Olivia?
Yeah. Oh my God, yes. So I think it has to be like understanding that if we don't value our time, like no one will. And especially for women, for mothers, for our lineage, I saw a lot of women give too much, give, and then be exhausted. And so I understand that one of my mission, and it's part of the revolution to the feminine success, is to learn how to have like proper boundaries.
Mhm.
And so it's my mission. And
Mhm.
when I put boundaries, sometimes, so not anymore, but I used to feel in my human body, oh my God, are they going to be deceived? Do they leave me? Will they leave my container? And now it's not happening because it's not about me, it's about them. And I will give you like a specific example from yesterday. One of my clients told me, Olivia, in your membership, I don't understand. Um, is there a new masterclass this month?
Okay.
And I didn't see it. And in my membership, there is like a full library of program.
Yeah.
There is also one coaching collective, and there is like a new content. But it's not like compulsory. If sometime I feel that there is not something new, it's not compulsory.
Okay.
And in my container, what is the most important thing is who you choose to become.
Mhm.
Like in this time of 1 month, who do you each day choose to become?
Mhm.
And so I reply to my clients saying, there is, when you come into my space, you choose to become. You don't wait for the coaching collective. You
Mhm.
don't wait for a new masterclass because there is like plenty of extraordinary programs. And and it's okay if next month she quits
Okay.
because or not, because I know the power of my program. So
Right.
for me, it's really owning and seeing like in a long term. Like
Right.
what is most important for me is being free with my clients. You trust me. And if 1 month there is no a new masterclass, I trust that you will find like books to implement. You will find excursion to become bolder. So it's not about like giving. It's
Right.
about implementing.
Yeah, so true, so true. Yeah, so true. So by really knowing that your clients they're wise enough, they're mature enough that they're gonna get the resources they need. And because often, I mean, there's, on a psychological level, I have to say, because I mean, I'm very trauma informed. I and I'm very psychic. So what I see is like often people in the personal development and spiritual world on a mission with businesses, they they can put their mentor, their coach, or their whatever on a pedestal, which is not the
Oh,
place
yes.
to put them, and then they're gonna go in the pit. You put them up, and then they're gonna go in the pit. We're
Yeah.
all humans, but they can put them on a pedestal, and also there could be projection of the mother, the mother or the father, and
Oh,
an expectation that you're gonna be held, step by step. I'm going to hold your hand and take you there. And us, you've been there, I've been there, and I mean, it's constant work in progress for all of us to not fall back into the people pleaser and wanting to save. That's a
yeah.
really big core, wanting to save people, wanting because your heart is so big, and wanting to help them, but you're not helping them when you put yourself in those shoes of the people pleaser wanting to save. You're back in your traumas, you're back in the nice girl, you're not in your power, you're not in your essence, in your true
Yeah.
nature. So being aware of that projection dynamic of looking for a mother, or a mother figure, and really setting the energetic boundaries, and often for me anyway, I know I name it and I claim it to make sure there's not going to be any any sort of murky water
Mm.
happening between us. So it's a real relationship school,
Yeah.
Olivia, huh? And you love relationship. Could you tell us a little bit about what emerged for you in what I just pointed out?
Yes, of course.
Mm.
I discovered astrology like 6 years ago,
Yeah.
and I was like living with my moon in Cancer. So moon in Cancer is all about being mother,
Ah,
like taking care of everyone. You know that good spiritual yoga teacher who is going to put like a pillow under your head
oh,
and do a little massage and everything. And I was giving, 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 giving. And I discovered my Venus in Aries, and which is now in the sign of Aries.
yeah.
And it was all about like the fighter, the one who go alone, the one who is like maybe selfish or seen as selfish. But
Right.
I really understand that going from my moon in Cancer to my Venus in Aries was really like a salvation for me, because it was like who I was really, and seeing that yes, I was scared to be alone.
Mm,
But when you understand that the more you are you, the
yeah.
more you allow the other person to are herself.
Mm,
And now the relationship that I have with my clients is like saine. Comment on dit en français? Saine.
healthy,
Healthy.
sane.
Yeah.
You can say sane. Yeah, sane.
Yeah, it's so healthy because they know that I love them, of course, but
Yeah.
I'm not going to text them like every day.
Oh,
And if they have a question, they come in
yeah.
the right container.
Mm-mm.
And I know that in my mentor mission, boundaries are what my clients are also learning from me. Even
Yeah.
if I don't say it, like how to put boundaries. But for example, just before our interview, I sent a message in the Oasis Mastermind because my clients have an issue with another clients that don't want her to pay like the commitment.
Right.
And so I tell herself, like, what is my process? So that, of course, our clients pay us. Like in 6 years of business, I had 3 clients that didn't pay me.
Oh, wow.
Only 3, because for me, it's like non-negotiable.
Yeah.
You come, you are committed,
Yeah.
and of course I learn like by those 3 I learn, but I'm sure that someday they will come back and pay their commitment, because it's not my commitment, it's their commitment.
Course, of course. Again, it's all projection, right?
Uh,
How we treat others, how we treat ourselves. I mean, it's karma. It's really the boomerang effect. How what you throw out in the world comes back
yes.
at you like straight back in the face. So it's really an inner work on a daily basis. When you choose to be a businesswoman, when you choose to follow your calling, you're going to be called to expand and to be uncomfortable and to to go in within yourself, to feel in integrity, to feel good about yourself. At the end of the day, it's like you want to feel these multiple orgasms. You know what I mean? You want to feel like orgasmic and juicy. That's how I want to feel. Like every morning, I make my choices as well, like you, Olivia. Every morning, I do a very powerful breath meditation with a vision and how I want to feel, which is where I resonate with your universe. To feel free and serene is like so high in my value, feeling, and I know people in my community feeling free. They're free spirits. We're free spirits, but a free spirit, a real free spirit in your power, in your essence, you would have a container and some boundaries. You will, because you can't. Otherwise, if you like, woo woo, ha ha, what I mean? It's not going to work for you. I was woo woo, ha ha for a long time. you know it's not working being hoo hoo ha ha, like you can be hoo hoo ha ha, have multiple orgasms for sure. You're allowed to have all the orgasms, all the money, all the joy in the world. You are allowed. Yet you need to learn as a human being to set an energetic container, to speak truth with elegance, with power, with love, and it's a practice. It is not easy. It doesn't happen in a blink of an eye.
Yeah. Like, for example, last week, I made a mistake with one of my clients.
Okay.
I wrote a first email to her, and 5 minutes later, I say, "Oh my God, I made a mistake."
Wow.
Okay. I wrote back, "I'm sorry, I made a mistake." And for me, the sooner that I go to, okay, I'm a human being, I don't know everything. And especially in business, when you think you know, the universe like shift your foundation and okay, go back to humility, go back to day one.
Yes.
And I think that I really also teach that to my clients. That allows me to really also be free because I don't have some weight, when
Yes.
you sell by being the good spiritual teacher, sometimes you are seen as a savior and you are like holding all your community like in your arm. And no, we want to be free because as a spiritual guide and leaders, we have to be free to receive and
Yes.
sometimes say, okay, now the direction is here. It's not there anymore, it's here. And you will go first,
Yes.
and then the community will follow. And for me, how to answer also about like container, it's because I have very clear vision of each container in my business.
Yes.
I know why the membership is like that. I know why Oasis or Le Palace is like that. And
Mhm.
I know where we are going together.
Mm.
So yeah, that's bring me also simplicity into the action, like every day, because I know where we are going, and I
Yeah.
know that each container has different rules.
Beautiful, beautiful. Yeah, it's important to anchor ourselves, as big visionary and spiritual we can be in the cosmos. That's so gorgeous. That's such a, I mean, we could talk for days, but we're just going to come close to an end. And I'd love, there's two things, if you agree with me, Olivia, that I'd love to bring to the menu, to the table today, as an offering, is well, it's the full moon tonight. I believe it's tonight. Is it tonight? Is it tonight in our part of the world? I think it's tonight or tomorrow. I think it's tonight. I'm pretty sure it's tonight.
I don't know, as an astrologer, I don't know precisely, and sometimes it get my colleague like nervous because I'm not precise, but this is the kind of astrology I'm living, so I
Yeah.
don't know.
Perfect, perfect. It's all good. Anyway, full moon is in the air, and it's this full moon because I'm pretty tuned in with astrology. I grew up with a mom who bought like thousands of books about astrology, and I'm Scorpio, and I'm ascendant Cancer, and my moon is in Aquarius. So Olivia, we're such soul sisters. We're so
Yeah.
soul sisters. It's ridiculous. But so it's a full moon. A full moon is like a letting go, and this particular one is about being in your true nature. It's coming
Mm.
super strong. I can feel it. how much my soul is knocking at the door and saying, Anick, you got to come next level. And for me to have my mentor who's a seven figures and she's in my space, that means my vibration is there. I've got shivers. I'm
Oh,
in
yeah.
this frequency with my soul sister. I don't see her as above me. I don't see her as less than me. I see Olivia Victoria Sautereau as a soul sister with all my respect for all that she actually creates in the world. And yet she, and she accepted my invitation. We are equal. We are soul sisters. And so this, what I wanted to say is this full moon is all about your true nature, and that's what I was called. And it's like an auspicious date that we were supposed to meet on Monday, and I was fasting for a couple of days. I was not in a space to share this interview, so it falls on the perfect day, at the perfect place, at the perfect time. And so, Olivia, I would love to end with a little song to anchor this beautiful conversation today with you. And letting people know where they can find you. I'm going to put the link in your Facebook group. Is that the best place to find you? Leader in French, it's leader d'élite, meaning she guide leaders, in other words. Um, so is that the best place to find you, Olivia?
Yeah, and I think Instagram
Instagram,
also,
you're very active on Instagram. That's correct. Yeah.
and just feel the story. Like each day I'm posting stories, and
You
I think that
are.
that's the best way to connect with my energy.
Yeah.
And yeah, thank you for this offering, Anick. It's a pure gift. Thank you.
Oh, bless. Thank you for your delicious yumminess and wisdom and sharing your time, your precious time, as a seven figures entrepreneur with us. It's such a divine gift and a joy to exchange our energies and to share that with the audience here. It'll be put on my YouTube channel, and I will share everything with Olivia. Feel free to share it, Olivia, if that rings true to you. And I will put your links, down below the video, and the Facebook followers. I didn't look who's watching. I've just been totally in the moment. But I would love to offer you my voice, my healing voice, to let everything sink into your beautiful, sexy body, multiple orgasms and multiple millions of dollars. And let's just take a big breath in. In this full moon, may you live your true nature and you let go of what is no longer supporting and loving you, my beautiful friends. Oh, yeah. Oh, oh, yeah. Oh, in the way, in the way, in the way, Mayana. Hmm, beautiful. Mhm. Mm,
Wow.
mm.
Thank you, Anick. I saw like all my vision opening like so much wider, and thank you for that.
Blessings. You're so welcome. It's such a joy to share my true nature, wisdom, and heart with you all today. Olivia, so much love. Thank you. Big, big hug. I give you big cuddle. I'm such a hugger. I'm such a mama hugger with my cancer, ascendant cancer. So I could relate when you shared about that for sure. The one who loves and gives and gives. I know that part of myself so well. Oh my gosh, my heart is full. That song was beautiful. Thank you, God. Thank you, universe, for making me a vessel for this transmission. Thank you, Anick and Olivia, for this incredible transmission today. So pure, so valuable. beautiful humans, whatever you're taking with you from this conversation, write that down, hashtag replay, let us know. Start to follow beautiful Olivia Victoria Sautereau on her stories. She's the master in IG stories. I tell you what, she's consistent and is always value in everything she shares. And keep being in my world because I also share incredible values. We've got Soul Voice Method workshop coming with Karina Shelde in March. We've got so much incredible things coming up in Sydney and online. So Anick Patry, intuitive mentor, and voice, sorry, voice alchemist. And so, yeah, so much love, and we'll see you soon. Thank you, Olivia, a million times. Yeah.
Yeah, thank you, Anick.
I'm gonna stop the live stream. Where do we go? Thank you for watching, everyone. Thank you. Love you so much. Where is the live stream? Here, live stream stop. Stop the live stream. Bye.